بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is our program, Spirit of Values. This is Dr. Tariq Rashid. We start a new episode with again the team, but here we will read your personality. How can you help in a team? So this is a very practical episode to test your personality. Where do you fit more in a team? So please have a paper and a pen and be prepared to check your personality where you fit in a team. Of course, we have different personalities, but at the end, combining all these personalities for the effectiveness of a team is what needed. Now, to define the character of each one of us, we'll go through a comparison model. Compare when I discuss, and then choose your level of self-assessment. Let's start with first to define the concept of extrovert and introvert. And check please yourself. Are you more towards the E, which is the extrovert, or the I, which is the introvert? Extrovert people usually prefer action, while introvert people prefer thinking. Extrovert, they take things to understand them, while those think things thoroughly. The concept of thinking is very high to the I. Extroverts, more physical, more actions. They share thoughts with others, while the I, usually, they prefer not to share their thoughts. They think alone, they focus by being with themselves, and they enjoy, here, E, enjoy group working, while the introvert is usually enjoy being alone or with a small group of people, they can achieve more. Then extrovert, they act first. Action is the highest level in the extrovert. Introvert, think, then think, then think, then they act. So please now check yourself. Are you more E or more I? And set the first letter in your personality, I or E. There is a code of personality. By the end of this episode, you will define your personality code. So first, the code will be of 4 letters. So the first here is either I or E. So evaluate yourself whether you are more E or more I. Let's go again and see another level of definition. How do you prefer to gather information? We have the S model, we have the N model. The S model is the people who gather information by using it's called the sensor. They like to be specific. The sensor also prefer to have a clear agenda in order that they can go and gather information. They seek predictability. Also, they focus on the immediate application of the information. Let's move to the intuitive people, who are the N people. They like the concepts. They depart from agenda. They may go for another terms to think broadly. Also, they emphasize the theoretical part, not the specific part. They desire change and they look for the future and other possibilities. So estimate yourself whether you are S or N, more in how you prefer to gather information. Let's move to the third code in the personality, which is we have to compare between how you make decisions in your life, in your business, in your all issues, how you make decision. There are the T concept in making decision, the F concept. The T concept is the thinker people. They question what others say before making a decision. Are you sure what you said? They question everything, want things to be logical. Thinker people want logic to be there. They are very cool, very impersonal. They look at the information itself. They remain detached when making a decision. They control expression of own feelings. They don't show their feelings. They control the feelings. They overlook people in favor of tasks. They are totally oriented towards achievement of a certain issue through the thinking concept. Sometimes they undervalue feelings. While if we go to the F people in making the decisions, they accept what others say. They don't question what others say. They take it as granted. Also, they take consequences for others into account. They tend to be warm with people. They have emotions, highly emotional. They know when support is needed, and they provide support for others. They are very sensitive to other feelings, express feelings easily, rather than the T. They don't show their feelings and overlook tasks in favor of people. So are you T or F more? You have to be specific, because once you know your character, your personality, and knowing the others will help you to move in life and achieve the value of a team. The last code is we have to decide between J and P. How do you deal with the world in general? Are you judger or perceiver? Judgers deal with the world as follows. They like things to be settled. They don't like things to be open. Let's settle the issue. They finish before deadlines, and they always focus on the goal, on the final vision. They establish deadlines. They prefer to be conclusive, and they don't like surprises in their life and quickly commit to plans. These are the judgers. Let's go to the perceivers, who are the P. They like things to be open. They don't like to be specific. No, let's be open. They finish the tasks given on deadline. They focus on the process and openings. They prefer to be more open rather than the judger close it and give a final answer. Dislike deadlines and enjoy surprises in their life and reserve the right to change the plans. So now, are you J or P? Now you will end with your code of personality in 4 letters. For example, if you are introvert, then you I. If you are more sensor than nutrition, you go for S. If you are feeler more than thinker, F. Then you are judger, so the code is ISFJ. Each code of personality has its characters in life. Let's go deeply and discuss further your personality. It is a very practical episode, a very important episode to know yourself. Then once you go to team, you will understand how to act with others. So, extrovert and the introvert. Again, how we relate to the outer world of people and things. This is the E. They like to be with the outer worlds. While the introvert, they relate more easily to ideas rather than to people. They prefer to be with themselves. Likely to be interested in the appearance of things. They even imagine and give image matters for them is very important. Will be more interested in how things look. They are outroverts or extroverts. Then the introvert, no, they likely to be more interested in how things work rather than how they appear. Will be less interested in how things look. So again, will give how we deal with issues. Now, sensing and intuitive identifies how you can take information. Usually people with the S code, they use the 5 senses in order to understand. So the touch, the taste, the smell, the sight and sound, very important. While there, we have 6 senses. They rely totally on their intuition in addition to the 5 senses. They tend to focus on imaginable facts, likely to be down to earth. And if it isn't there, it does not exist. For them, they look like this. While the N people likely to go for between the lines. They go deeply in issues, so they can be more criticizing when they depend totally on the inner voice rather than only the 5 senses. So again, this is satisfying the S and N. T and F, it's how we prefer to apply the pure logic. So the T people tend to have a clear code in life. Then they have a strong sense of right and wrong. They are always thinking, this is right, this is wrong. By decision, they look like this. Likely to be very objective. Things like black and white. There is no purple range between black and white. While the feelers is likely to be feasible and sensitive rather than logical, and also will listen to others and look to share with others everything. So again, T and F will settle some sort of your personality. Judging and perceiving is identify how you make the decision again. People with the J code, they are preferred to know where they stand. They cannot give a decision without knowing all the facts around them and to be clear about where they want to go. So this is the decision process for the J people. They tend to make the decision quickly. Once they understand, they analyze, they give the decision, need only minimum information, but they are very quick. So in a crisis, when we face a crisis, the J people are better than the P people in a crisis, because a crisis is a critical change, needs a quick decision. While on the other hand, the P people, they prefer to keep things open, to understand more, and they allow more time for this. They are not quick in decisions. They are happy to remain in the unquestionable issues. Also, they are happy to keep things acquiring more information. They look for more information. Give me more information. I will not give a quick decision. And this is actually, in crisis, we don't prefer the P model of people. And usually in crisis, the leaders should be a judge J people in order they help the organization to move. Finally, if we go to the concept of implications in work, how we can apply all these concepts of the personality, the character in work, this is we apply for behavior and for dealing with others. So it will control our own behavior and the behavior with others. So the extroverts people, again, they like variety, they like action, they dislike complicated procedures, they try always to facilitate issues, enjoy meeting with people, impatient with long jobs, so usually they change jobs a lot. They are interested in the results of the job, they don't mind interruptions. All of this again specifying more about the extroverts people. While the introverts, they relate to the inner world. Their relation with themselves is very high. With others, they don't prefer relations with others, or they are very limited in their relations, so they like quiet for concentration. If you give an I person to make a decision in a meeting with large people, they cannot make decision. I people always prefer to be isolated, focus in a quiet place, quiet environment, careful with the details. They enjoy working without interruption, interested in the idea. So this is totally different character. There is no correct or wrong or right. Actually, it is a character. We have to understand our character. It does not mean that I is better than E, or it depends on the situation, depends on the culture, depends how you understand yourself. For the N people, operate by using a sixth sense. So they go for their heart to understand more, like solving new problems. Routine task for them is boring. So these depends on their emotions. They depend on the inner voice coming from the heart rather from the mind. They dislike doing the same thing. They hate routine tasks and they enjoy learning a new skill and doing interesting things. They reach conclusions quickly and also impatient with routine details. For the sensors, they dislike new problems. Give me something I know, I will do it. If you give me new things, I will never go with you. They like an established order of things. What stresses them is the new challenges, new changes. It will stress the S people. They enjoy using existing skills. Why not to learn a new skill? No, I will use my available skill. While the N people prefer new skills, prefer new challenges. It does not mean, again, wrong or right. This is a personality. We have to adapt to the personality. We can learn how to move from one code to another, but it's preferable to go with your code. The F people now, feeling types, make decision with heart, not with their minds or head. They always go, استفتي قلبك وإن أفتوك. They use the heart as concept of relation to the decision. They are very aware of other people and feelings, and usually inspirational people, inspirational leaders, you will find them F type. Because of this, we prefer emotional leaders in high-level issues, and all prophets are with the F. They go for spiritual emotions to be there. Enjoy pleasuring others, like harmony. They need occasional praise from every now and then. So these are the F people. If we understand them, we can easily go. While the thinkers, they applied cold, hard logic. They are logical people, don't show emotions. They can find others' emotions as uncomfortable for them. They get married, everything is okay, but they prefer always to think rather than to feel in the situation. They don't need harmony, decide objectively without the importance of emotion in the decision. Of course, a decision in any organization, in a family, the decision should always be emotional, logical. If the family is always emotional, we will lose. And if the family is always logical without emotions, kids will lose. So because of this, husbands and wives, fathers and mothers, we have F and T to continue a good decision. The same applies for any organization. A family is an organization. So we need the T and F to combine, we can go. But alone in life, we cannot go. Again, the J people, they tend to want to know where they stand. They are very judgmental, work best where they can plan. If they cannot plan, they will never do it. They enjoy organizing, being organized, and appreciate efficiency, and sometimes they can make hasty decisions. While the P people prefer to take time. They don't rush decisions. Give me time, I will collect more information, so in a crisis they will never go. They work best in a changing, spontaneous environment. They don't mind having things open rather than being narrow, and may take time to make a decision. Because of this type, we prefer it in creativity, in innovation, in stable environment, while in other environments of changing, continuously changing, we prefer the J type of people. So by this, we'll come at the preference. Get back, please, to your code, and this is a very practical episode to know more about yourself. If you are E, for sure you prefer to talk. If you are E, you prefer to talk. If you are I, you prefer not to talk, to think more. If you are S, you prefer to stay present, stay physical. N people talk about border issues. Personal things are what they discuss. T people work in improving skills. But F people, their preference is emotions comes first. And the J people, their preference is to give notice or have a certain routine, while the P people enjoy surprise. It does not matter at the end whether you are E or I, S or N. What we care is to understand your personality, please. This will be reflected on your life as well as your family. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.